Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ben of 7F Studios. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be doing a Railworks review on a brand new engine that was just released today on digital traction, via digital traction, should I say, by Caledonian Works. And here, as you can clearly see, we have the brand new London, Brighton, and South Coast Railway E4s. Now, just sat here are the variety of liveries that you get. This isn't all of the engines in the pack. If I had spawned all those in, then my game would have definitely taken a dump on me, as it has done during recording. But yeah, as you get, again, these are all the variants, and I'm just gonna give you a bit of a rundown of what the E4s were built for. So the E4s were 062 side tanks designed by Robert Billington of the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway. They were introduced in 1897 and were, to say more or less, bigger versions of the E3 class, not E4. I'm reviewing the E4s. The cylinder diameter was reduced from 18 to 17.5 inches by the Southern Railway, and that was a modification, basically. I don't know why, but meh. The E4 class of radial tanks were powerful for their size and were stalwarts of local passenger, freight, and branch work for more than 50 years. 75 members of the class were built by Brighton Works by December of 1897 and September of 1903. All of the class survived the transfer to the Southern Railway, a ownership in 1923. One example, however, was destroyed as a result of enemy action at Eastbourne, I think, Motive Power Depot in 1942. The remainder continued in regular use following nationalisation of the Southern Railway to become a part of British Railways in 1948. However, with the arrival of diesel multiple units, the reduction in number of branch lines after the reshaping of British Railways, or better known to railway historians and fans as the Beeching Acts in 1963. The locomotives gradually became surplus to operation requirements, and withdrawals commenced in 1955. Most of the class were withdrawn between 1958 and 1964. And accidents and incidents number 32468 ran into the buffers at Kemp Town Station, Brighton, East Sussex, date unknown. So yeah, as I said, their wheel configuration was an 062 radial tank gauge, the British standard gauge, and basically standard gauge for most places. 4 feet 8.5. Driving wheel diameter was 5 feet exactly, I think, or 1.5 meters for those of you who use that. Length 35 feet 3 inches. Carried a they carried where is it? 3 tons of coal. I don't know if that's actually correct. This is Wikipedia logic. Their water capacity was 1,408 gallons. Working boiler pressure of 160 to 170 psi. 2 inside cylinders, and the cylinder size, as I said, is 17.5 inches. Their tractive effort was 18,050 pounds, which is pretty reasonable. And 1 was preserved on the Bluebell Railway, number 473 Birch Grove. At least I'm pretty sure that's the number of Birch Grove, as we see here. Yep. So now I'm just going to run down the livery. Starting over here, we have the British Railways early livery with the the standard smoke box, and there is a different type of smoke box which that you will see on the next example. As you can see, let's see if you can notice the difference between the smoke boxes. Again, this is the early livery, early crest, as you can clearly see. This is the late crest livery, and this is the Southeastern and Chatham Railway smoke box. Spot the difference? Yes! There are rivets around the smoke box door, as on the original LB&SCR smoke box. So that's the difference between the normal and the Southeastern Chatham Railway. I don't know the point of fitting a Southeastern smoke box to the E4s, even though they were a London and Brighton example. But anyway, moving swiftly on, we have British Railway Sunshine with the normal smoke box, and this is in weathered condition. And I have to say, this is some of the best weathering I have seen on an engine in, well, for a while. Now, obviously, the Bossman Black 5s have some fairly consistent weathering, and so do a lot of other products, but this is pretty damn good. Excuse me. Moving over here, we have the British Railways transitional period, when it was moving out of this into lined livery. Yes, moving swiftly on, we have the London Brighton South Coast Marsh Umber with LB&SC on the side tanks. And this is honestly a really nice livery, I have to say. I like the Umber livery. It's like chocolate almost. Not exactly like the Great Western's coaching stock, but it's still a nice it honestly does look like chocolate, like milk chocolate almost. If you agree with me, or at least you like the livery, then well, you're free to feel English, please. You are free to leave a comment saying you like it or you dislike it. Now, moving over here, as I showed off earlier, we have 473, the preserved example, Birch Grove. There are two examples of Birch Grove in the pack. There's this one, and then there's one in Southern Olive. But again, I didn't put down all of the engines because my game would take a shite on itself. But yeah, again, still love this livery. It's a very nice livery, and instead of LB&SC on the side tanks, we have Birch Grove, her name. Moving over here, we have the ROD weathered livery. Now, during the First World War, some of them did actually go over to France. I don't know how many or how many came back, but we have the ROD livery. Moving over here, we have Southern Olive. This is the early Olive with the B on the side tanks and the 3-digit number. This is 473 again. This is just the normal livery. I didn't put down the other preserved example of Birch Grove. This just happened to be the engine that I got. And over here we have the late Olive with the 4-digit hit number code. It's essentially the same. Actually, I think is one darker. Yeah, I think this one's a bit darker than the early livery. And finally, we have the last livery in the pack, which is the Southern Wartime livery, with Southern on the side tanks and the numbers on the cab side and on the bunker side. Now, a really cool feature that Chris Wilson, the creator of the pack, otherwise known as Caledonian Works, added a very nice feature into this. Besides of the customizable head codes and the headboards that he added. If we just pop into the cab, actually no, you can't see it, but he added a really nice feature into this pack, and I was loving it when I first started taking Birch Grove up the Bluebell for some testing. There's a shovel in the cab against the fireman's side, right where the damper is. And when you go to shovel coal, the shovel animates, and as soon as it comes out of the bunker, there's a bit of coal in, and it'll swing around and go into the fire hole door, and the coal will be gone, as if it was actually being shoveled in. So as my friend the Phoenix Plays, or other known wise as John Blessing, and Steven have said this, those little additions or whatever make it just a bit more lively, and that's something we haven't had in Railworks before. So Chris, kudos to you, good sir. You are a godsend for this. We've been needing some more Brighton tanks in game. Now obviously we have the E2 built by the Rustic Engineman and Carriage Works, but someone compared it to the actual designs to the actual London Brighton E2, and because he didn't have access to the James Horrocks of the Rustic Engineman and Carriage Works, didn't have. I don't think he had access to the original blueprints. He pre-eyed it, and it's just a little bit bigger than the original engine. So yeah, I'm not gonna go off into a rant. I still think he tried his best on it, especially on the E4s, the Hunslets, and the J15, which you will know. I used his J15 in the Engines of Warborough. But anyway, yes. Yeah. The pack is available on Digital Traction's website for 15 quid or $19.95 in US monies. I don't know what it is internationally, but it's £14.99 and almost $20 in US money. But anyway, thank you all for watching this review. I will have more up soon, and hopefully the next episode of the Engines of Warborough. But for now, thank you all for watching. Subscribe for more content in the future, and I leave you with a little RMV of greatness from the Brighton tanks. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.